Hello again. My name is Aaron Wallach, and I'm the host of Intellivision. And this morning, I want to dive a little deeper into the subject of my last video, which was how and why religious cults are formed. Um, Today, I wanted to go a little bit deeper into the why. Uh, why do religious cults form in the first place? Why do they form at all? You know? Um, because I think Robert Greene gives a very good and very apt explanation of why this occurs. Um, I'll begin with the first page of Law 27, where he says, people have an overwhelming desire to believe in something. Right? So he begins it with that statement, right? We have this innate desire to believe. Humanity, if we had to choose between, pursuing knowledge through intellectual inquiry or believing in something, odds are, by human nature, we'd probably just be satisfied believing in something, whether it was true or false. Okay, so after this, when he gets into the section on charlatanism and how to create a cult in 5 easy steps, um, if you're curious about that, you can watch my last video where I go into that section in great detail. He says something that's very revealing. And he says, as humans, we have a desperate need to believe in something, anything. This makes us eminently gullible. We simply cannot endure long periods of doubt, or of the emptiness that comes from a lack of something to believe in. Dangle in front of us some new cause, elixir, get rich quick scheme, or the latest technological trend or art movement, and we leap from the water as one to take the bait. All right, so that's a little deeper explanation of our human desire to believe in something. He goes on to say that the charlatan would station himself on a high wooden platform, hence the term mountebank, and crowds would swarm around him. So now he's talking about um, how charlatans play on our need to believe in something. Uh, in a group setting, people were more emotional, less able to reason. Had the charlatan spoken to them individually, they might have found him ridiculous, but lost in a crowd, they got caught up in a communal flood of rapt attention. It became impossible for them to find the distance to be skeptical. Okay, so given this innate desire to believe, and also the propensity of charlatans to get us into a state of, I guess, mob mentality would be the right word for it. Given all of this, Robert Greene then moves on to talk about another aspect of why we get drawn to religious cults. He says, when he's talking about how the charlatan can best, or I guess the best charlatans, what they do to grip people into their cult, they say that their appeals should also be simple, right? They should have simple explanations for things. Um, how the world works. It could be like certain problems that people are having in their life, how they can fix them. The explanations for these things are very simple. They're kind of one dimensional, very easy answers to life's complex problems. So he says most people's problems have complex causes, deep rooted neurosis, interconnected social factors, roots that go way back in time and are exceedingly hard to unravel. Few of us, however, have the patience to actually deal with this. Most people just want to hear that a simple solution will cure their problems. The ability to offer this kind of solution will give you great power and build you a following. So he's talking about here, or the focus here is on how the charlatan can take advantage of this. Instead of complicated explanations of real life, return to the primitive solutions of our ancestors. to good old country remedies to mysterious panaceas. A panacea is basically just a universal remedy. It's something that can, back in the day especially, people tried to look for panaceas that cured any disease, any illness, with just this one unitary thing. So yeah, um, so in effect, our innate human desire to believe um, leads us to believe in charlatans, right? So that's one cause, that's one reason why we form religious cults in the first place, human nature. The second is that if we had to choose between simple explanations for real world problems or like uh, the root cause of it, what he calls complicated explanations of real life, we choose the former thing. Um, instead of owning up to our deep-rooted neurosis or to the interconnected social factors that are influencing the outcomes of our life, um, roots that go way back in time. So maybe like um, familial problems. Maybe you had abusive parents. Maybe you had a sibling that wasn't the greatest for your self-development. Whatever it may be, uh, people don't usually like owning up to these things. They don't like looking towards themselves. So they look to the external world and they look for solutions that other people can give them. So they can sort of bypass this growth, this self-development, this confronting of your own neurosis. I'm not saying that these people inevitably have neurosis. I'm not saying that they're crazy all the time. I'm just saying that, or rather, Robert Greene is saying that uh, if you had to give them those two options, right, between choosing between fixing their neurosis or at least confronting it, or just looking for that panacea, they're always going to just look for the panacea. Um, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to give a little deeper explanation today of the why part of my last video. Um, and yeah, I just thought that was necessary because I go really deep into the how they are formed, how religious cults are formed, and I thought I didn't give enough time into why they're formed in the first place. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you.